In midsummer, when outdoor climbing is too hot and humid around here, we spend 1 month training indoor to get stronger for the next outdoor season. Today is our endurance day, and we're doing forearm strength endurance on campus board and power endurance training 4x4 on moonboard. Follow our day of getting super pumped and physical exhaustion to achieve better endurance. Hi everyone, we're Sahand and Akane, a husband and wife climbing together in Indianapolis in the United States. In midsummer, outdoor crags around here are too hot and humid for climbing. On top of that, mosquitoes and other bugs are active. Since it's not an ideal condition to climb outside, we spent 1 month focusing on training indoor. Today we're doing endurance training, including both forearm strength endurance and power endurance. We always start our training day with scapular pull-ups to activate our scapulae. After 30 minutes of jogging, stretches, and scapular pull-ups, we are going to warm up on a spray wall. Today we're going to do campus board training for forearm endurance and moonboard 4x4 for power endurance. Ideally, we like to do those on different days, but to accommodate other training plans, we decided to do both on the same day. If you're not familiar with the difference between strength endurance and power endurance, check out our previous videos that explain the concept and training exercises in detail. Besides strength and power endurance, aerobic endurance is another important component of endurance. We're not specifically working on aerobic endurance today, but we prefer making this warm-up more aerobic on our endurance day. So we're mainly using jogs and being on the wall longer than regular warm-up. During the training period, we always have a trial and error phase. We tried different training protocols, and it took some time for us to find the best method based on our current condition. Even that, it might change again over time as we progress. Sahand will talk more later for each specific exercise, but our goal is to increase our endurance mainly for outdoor sport climbing. And we try to maximize our training with the facility we have in here.
Okay, we're gonna take 15 minutes rest.
Hi everyone, we would like to share our experience of endurance training a little bit. For the forearm endurance training, we've experienced trying this exercise on a bouldering wall or on a spray wall, but a lot of times this exercise doesn't go very well because of having other climbers around, or the route on the bouldering wall may not be the right fit for this type of exercise. We've also tried doing repeaters on a hangboard and running intervals on a tread wall, but for now we found the campus boarding the most effective training tool. For this exercise, we do 3 sets of 3 repetitions, which is a total of 9 reps. During each set, we spend 1 minute on the wall and 2 minutes off the wall for every repetition, and then we take 10 minutes rest between each set. We've also experienced doing this exercise with 1 minute on the wall and 1 minute off the wall. But what we've noticed is that this does bring down the quality of our training, and it fails us before we get into our last set.
This was our first set, so we were still fresh. Make sure you record what you do. We keep track of our training. I write down on this notebook, and Sahan keeps track of his training in an Excel spreadsheet. So we can compare every season and adjust accordingly if needed. We use medium-sized Tension Campus Sport rungs, which are 1 inch or 25mm in edge size. For now, this rung size is very effective, and we may need to use smaller edges later on. Come on, Sahan. This exercise makes you so pumped in the last set. When you are too pumped and can't move, you can just hang still. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Now we take 30 minutes rest between moving on to Power Endurance 4x4. We sometimes come here and check out their bouldering setting during our rest. This is a new gym full of modern bouldering style, and it's really fun just watching people and reading routes. After the rest, it's time to do Power Endurance 4x4 moonboard.
For the power endurance exercise, we've tried doing the traditional 4x4 on a bouldering wall or a spray wall, but because of the same reason I mentioned earlier, a lot of times you have other friends or other climbers climbing around you, or the route on the bouldering wall may not be the best fit for the type of exercise you're doing. That's why we found moonboard to be very effective and helpful when it comes to power endurance training. Akane always performed this exercise by picking 4 V3 benchmark routes on the moonboard. She sends each route within 1 minute and repeat this 4 times. If she can send her route within 20 seconds, she gets the remaining 40 seconds for rest. The total of 4 minutes is considered 1 set. She does 4 different routes, so a total of 16 repetitions, but having 4 minutes rest between each set. I personally picked 2 V4s and 2 V3s benchmark routes for doing this exercise, but it really depends on the type of route that I'm trying on the moonboard, because some of them are very challenging and difficult and they fail me before I get into my 4th set of 4x4. I usually pick a route that I can send 4 times back to back without resting, and then taking 5 minutes rest between each set and repeat this 4 times. But I sometimes have to work around my schedule, and that means adjusting my training intensity accordingly every now and then. So during the recording of this video, I had a rough week at work and I wasn't able to perform a back-to-back 4x4 power endurance training on the moonboard. And instead, I followed Akane's protocol, which it really made me tired towards the end of my session.
This is the back-to-back 4x4 Sahan was talking about. After doing 1 repetition, he immediately gets on the wall again and starts the next repetition. Back to our 4x4, we're going to show how we allocate time and implement 4x4. The squares on the left indicate where each of us is at. Here, I am doing the first rep of my second set, while Sahan is resting for 4 minutes after his first set. We usually do 4x4 together, so one climbs while another is resting. This problem is one of my favorite V3 benchmark as it has a big move at the end. 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, come on. Yep. Nice. Strong.
Thank
Yeah, we did it.
you. Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I usually like the very first week we did.
Yeah.
I usually do that like back to back.
Mm,
But today I don't feel very good.
yeah.
Very tired.
You've been busy at work this
Very
week.
busy.
Yeah. It affects.
Yeah. Got it done.
Yep. Yay.
Thank you.
We took some rest after 4x4 and did a few antagonist and stability exercises. After all training is done, we usually spend 15 to 20 minutes stretching and massaging. Our training is physically intensive, so it is important to take a good care of our bodies. We train endurance mainly for outdoor sport climbing, but it definitely helps bouldering as well, especially for long routes. Whatever your climbing style is, we hope this video helps you get an idea of how an endurance day can look like and plan your training day based on your conditions. Thank you for watching. In our channel, we explore different climbing gyms and cracks in the US and also share interesting topics about climbing. If you like this video, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe.